Yo, hell yeah. Wyatt begins in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, welcome to Wyatt, and I'm your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Grr, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. Hi, I said hey to all my YouTubers out there. If you like what you hear and if you like what you see, just click that subscribe button at the bottom of your screens. I said click it, click it, click it. I love to click it. Yeah. Hi, this edition of Wyatt travels across the pond to the United Kingdom, to London, y'all. Yeah. Our very, very special guest is Saskhia Menendez, a trans female performer who is a soldier in the fight for equality, inclusion, diversity, and social change in the entertainment industry. So, hi, let's get to know this individual right now. So, without further ado, Wyatt, I said Wyatt. Welcome, Saskhia Menendez. She's a truly bona fide multihyphenate. She's a multi-award winning music artist, equality and diversity ambassador, researcher, public speaker, and social change activist. Talk at me. How are you?
Wow, thank you for that amazing introduction, Wyatt. I'm really well, thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Listen, if you want to hire me as your publicist, I'm available.
Oh, thank you very much. I might just take you up on the offer. Thank you.
And listen, my fee will be reasonable for you.
Brilliant. That sounds good.
Because you're a good friend here.
Thank you.
So,
you're good mine.
So thank you for stopping by, Wyatt. First question I have for you, Saskhia, how are things across the pond in Merry Ole England?
Oh, thank you. They're not doing too bad, actually. I've been very busy, but very good. Yeah, thank you. Just cold. Yeah, but apart from that, I'm good. Thank you very much. And how's things over in your side of the pond?
Well, actually, I'm in the metropolitan Washington area in the U.S., of course, and actually it's warming up a little bit. I hate the cold weather. I hate it. So it's warming up, and that's what I need.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something.
Please.
I always like to do that because it makes me feel good.
Okay.
Saskhia, you're one bad mama jamma. I mean, look, you are a distinguished figure in the music industry, celebrated for your innovative contributions as innovator at Key Change, and you're a member of the board of directors at F List Music. So please tell us what Key Change and F List Music is all about, and tell us about your roles with both of them.
Brilliant. I will do. So firstly, with the Key Change organisation, it's a European-based organisation that deals with 10 countries in the EU. It deals with the UK and Canada as well. So we come together and we're 3 different artists and 3 different innovators from each country. And we come together and we do networking sessions, we do collaborations, we do raising awareness on sustainability, equality and diversity, gender equality, social justice issues, and just ensuring that people are aware of some of the issues and barriers that certain groups and underrepresented groups face accessing music and entertainment across the European Union and Canada and the UK. So it's a fantastic organisation to be part of. And with the F List, it's a community interest group. So we help females and gender diverse musicians. We have a directory. People can sign up to that or look for artists and collaborate. We also have funding opportunities and we do research hours as well.
Oh, wow. That is really great stuff. Thank you for telling us about that. Like I said earlier, you're a bad mama jamma because recently because recently you received a huge honor. You made the LGBTQ
Wow.
plus list 2023
Yeah.
for IQ Magazine. That's their third annual celebration of queer professionals who
Yeah.
make an immense impact in the international live music business. And IQ Magazine is an influential news platform for the international live music industry. So tell us about that. How did that make you feel?
I think it's amazing to be recognised by the music industry and also by the LGBT community. I do so much work around advocacy, equal rights, representation, visibility and education. So it's really, really important for me to see that we are being recognised, we are being seen, but it's also diverse and it's not just tokenism. It's actually done based on merits and based on hard work rather than, oh, you're just from a certain group, so let's just choose you, because that's not fair.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I applaud you, Saskia, for, the great work that you're doing,
Thank you.
regarding diversity and inclusion because it's so very important. Um, okay, darling, let's now travel down the corridors of time so
Oh,
that we can learn all about your backstory because we at Wyatt
here we
are
go.
nosy like that, Saskia.
Okay, I'll let you in because it's you. I'll let you in, Wyatt. It's all good.
Oh, thank you so
It's all
much.
good.
So tell us, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Oxford. I'm sure most people have heard of Oxford. It's where they have those dictionaries. Oxford Dictionary. That's where it
Right.
comes from, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's an educational place in the UK.
Ah, interesting. So now, how far is that from London?
It's about an hour, so it's 1 hour's drive. It's not too
Okay.
far, but far enough.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Now, I always like to ask my special guest this question because it makes me laugh,
Yeah.
and it also provides insight, like a window into the person that you are today. So, Saskia, when you were a little kid,
Yes.
what were like three characteristics, attributes that best described you?
I was very loving.
Oh.
Always very caring. I've always been very, I don't know, smiley,
Mhm.
maybe. I've always had a smile on my face. Even with all the pictures that I see, I'm a little smiley one.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that two or three?
Oh, I think that's three.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you
Should I
go
give
with
you another
that.
one? Or would you like another one? Sometimes I could be a bit of a I could be like a spoiled sometimes by my nan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Very interesting. I believe your musical education, because you were a performer,
Yeah.
began at the age of 8.
That's correct.
Tell us about that.
Well, it probably started before the age of 8. I would say it started when at first school. So I was going to school and it was all about, we used to have assemblies in the morning before we started our lessons at school. It was part of our routine. It was called assembly. So in assemblies, we'd always have music in our assemblies because one of our
Hmm.
teachers from Australia, Miss Matthews, and she always used to play the guitar and we all had to sing the whole school every morning. We'd sing some hymns, but we'd sing some like just some normal songs. So one of my teachers used to say to me, my music teacher, you've got a really good voice. It's like coming earlier at school, before school, and we used to practice and practice and practice. And then one day
Hmm.
she said to me, you've got to go for some voice trials. And I didn't know what they were. So I was just like, yeah, of course I will. And I went to this table and there was 4 people sat on the table with my nan. And I remember when my nan said to me, you're just as good as anyone else. Just keep your chin up. You go in that room and you just sing. I was like, what? What do you mean? Just go and do it. So my nan was just like, yes, nan. Because both my grandparents were in the war. They brought me up from a young age because my mum and dad divorced. And yeah, so they took me to that. And I just wanted to prove that made my nan proud of me. So I was like, all right, then, nan, I'll go in there. So I was like moaning to my nan because I could be a moaner as well sometimes. Moan, moan, moan. Anyway, I did it and I got a scholarship and a bursary to go to the school. And it happened to be a cathedral school choir. which is really good. And then it means you can kind of go around the world and you learn music and it was good. And you sing and you actually sing, 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 sing. That's what I did.
Oh, fascinating.
And I think I left that when I was about 13, nearly 14 maybe. And then I went on to another school till I was about 16 and a half, 17, because my birthday's in October. So over here, we've got kind of different curriculum. They start in September. And my birthday fell in October. So I was always one of the oldest in my year by a month. I was like, damn it. Everyone else finished school. And I was like, no, another year. Only because of a month.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Let's fast forward. Saskia, you are a multiracial trans woman
Yeah.
and you transitioned 12 years ago. Would you mind telling us about that journey
I think,
and how that impacted, affected you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually?
I think it's a really good question. How it affected me. I think it's good questions. How's it affected me? I can answer that in many different ways, depending on how I want to look at that, actually. That's a very tricky question to answer, unfortunately. It depends on how I would look at that, in what kind of angle I would look at it from.
Hmm. How did your family, close friends, deal with it? Do you
Yeah,
think it impacted them more than
yeah,
it
that's a good
impacted
question.
you?
That's a really good question. And I think that's the part of it. You've got to look at loads of different angles. And depending on which family member I look at and I talk to about it, I get a
Mhm.
different reaction. My family's diverse, different communities in there, and everyone's got different views. I'm religious. Some of my family don't even go to church. I have a master's degree. None of my family has that, an education, not even a GCSE. So there's a massive difference between us, but we're from the same family. I don't like to compare and I don't like to judge because of what I've been through. But my family don't seem to have the same mindset as me on that, unfortunately, apart from my children and my close friends and good friends of mine. But my parents are both deaf and disabled, as you know, and my mum's African American, and my dad's from this country, but he's mixed as well. So it's difficult trying to explain to them, I think, what it is or how it is to be me when there isn't actually a language in sign language to say what I am or how I felt either. So I don't think that terminology is there and that understanding is there with my parents, unfortunately.
Mhm.
They see it as a shame or an embarrassment.
Wow.
Yeah,
Listen, I have to applaud you for being your authentic self. You had the boldness and the grit and the guts, you know, to be who you really are.
thank you.
Um,
Yeah, I couldn't be the old me. That wasn't working. I couldn't, there was just too much going on. And to be quite frank, I believe that if I'm not who I am now, I wouldn't be here. Um, I still have moments where I don't question what I've done and how far I've come. And I think we all do at times. And I'm not saying I'm 100% confident all the time either. I might come
oh,
across
yeah.
so, and I suffer from anxiety and all sorts of different bits and pieces. So, yeah, I'm, I do good things and I'm busy, but I have things to deal with too. Yeah, I'm sure everyone does. But thank you for your kind words.
Well, you know what? I'm not always confident either. No one is, but the important thing is that you continue on your path and you're living your truth.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and that's so important.
thank you.
Um, if you don't mind, I want to talk to you a little bit about intimate partner violence and abuse. And the acronym, my audience is
Yeah,
IPVA, which is simply domestic violence and abuse within the LGBTQ plus community. And, you know, along with me being a journalist, an author, and a radio personality with a Wyatt.
I
show.
know.
I'm all,
I'm going to sit up now. Saskia.
you know, along with that, I'm also a subject matter expert, advocate,
Yeah.
and a survivor of intimate partner violence and abuse. So
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just so happy that I had someone to lead me out of it. So it's my understanding that you also had an experience. So
Mhm.
would you mind telling us a little bit about it and how
Yeah.
um, people can make their great escape?
I think it's really difficult when, especially for me as a trans woman, I think, and a lot of people in the LGBT community, to find love, to find that acceptance from someone that you're looking for love from. And I think sometimes it's not just the person, it can be family members. And I was with someone who actually was Jamaican and Persian at the time. And yeah, I think they found me attractive, but they also questioned their sexuality or their sexuality by finding me attractive. So for them, that was difficult. I think that was part of the challenge, but also with the way their family looked at the issue. Now, some people look at it as male on male partners, same sex relationships. Now, actually, I had my surgery 12 years ago or 13 years ago, and I take hormones and so on. So I wouldn't say, yes, I was biologically born a male, but it's kind of a different kind of relationship, whereas I don't see myself as gay. So I don't see it as the same sex relationship, but I am born male. So it's kind of difficult because, I had this conversation with someone on a podcast the other day, and they was like, Saskia, I see you as a woman. And that's from another woman who was on the Key Change program. She's like, but Saskia, I see you as another woman. And I was like, but I'm a trans woman. She goes, no, but you're a woman. And I was like, yeah, but we have some similarities to women, but we have our own unique challenges. And I think this is another thing with the LGBT community is we have some of the same challenges, but we have some of our own unique ones, depending on where you are on that spectrum. And that's something I really wanted to touch on because I think that had a massive impact on me.
Mm.
Having, people that didn't really get it and then finding someone that said they got it. And then when that happened, I kept going back and allowing them to do it and then making excuses for them. And I think you should never allow that to happen. You should always love yourself. You should always have respect for yourself and love yourself first before you let someone else love you. Because I think maybe that was my issue. I didn't love myself enough to respect myself and accept that that was
Exactly.
not acceptable. That I used to think maybe, oh, it's just because it's me. And oh, it's only because I'm trans. If I wasn't trans, it wouldn't have happened. Those things are not okay. And for anyone in our community to think that about yourself or think if someone's putting their hands on you to do that to you, it's okay, it's not. Or to take your money or to force you to do things or force you to what to wear. Because some of it was that as well, I was always wearing dresses, always used to wear a dress, always used to wear nice dresses and fitted clothes. I never wear them really, not much, not now. Just like I wear leggings and tops, but not really dresses anymore. Because, oh, you're this or oh, you're that. So don't ever let people belittle you and knock your confidence down either, because it can really damage you for a long, long time. And don't ever say it can't happen to you either, because that's what I used to think before. And look what happened. It does. And I got the scars to prove it. So it's not nice. Not nice at all.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us. And so much about it, Saskia, is the lack of self esteem. The victim has this chronic, deep lack of self esteem. And then the abuser is like a shark in the water. They smell the blood. They can smell and sense this lack of this lack of self esteem, and they just go in for the kill.
Wanted to be accepted. I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be normal, as whatever you call normal. But I just wanted to aim for something because my parents didn't want to really know. So I just wanted something stable and someone to love me. Not my kids, because obviously my kids are my kids, but, just that close, intimate relationship with someone that got me. And I thought it was that. And I used to think, oh, give it time or this, that, and the other. And, oh, maybe it will change. But you know what? I've realized once that happens, it will never stop. So, and as well, never go back. And it's really hard to say that, but don't go back. Don't ever go back, because I think that's the worst thing anyone could ever do is to go back. So don't do that.
Um, my audience, you can go to WyattEvans.com. I have a special section on IPVA with information and resources. Saskia, let me ask you this. My audience is growing in the UK. So, are there any organizations that victims of intimate partner violence and abuse in the UK can,
Yeah.
you know, avail themselves of?
Yeah, there's one called Gallup, actually. It's www.gallup.org.uk. Then there's also another one called GIRES, which is GIRES, GIRES, which is another good one you can check out. Or there's also another organisation you can check out, which is called London Friend, if you're based in the London area, which deals with domestic violence and kind of, sexual abuse and stuff. Yeah.
Would you mind repeating those three?
They were, again, oh my goodness me. So we've got the Gallup organisation, which is a charity. We've also got London Friend, which is the London-based organisation. And then I can't remember what the third one was now. It's just slipped my mind. GIRES.org.uk.
Right.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
No problem.
So,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for that.
It's okay. I should have written them down, really. I should have a little note. I've been quite busy, but it's okay. I should have written down a little note section. Never mind.
Listen, you're still a bad mamma jamma, so don't worry about it.
Stop it. You don't have to go there. That's really not the case, honestly. I wish I was. I really wish I was, but I'm not. I'm just me.
Well, and that's a lot right there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to swing back to music and entertainment. And you've stated, Saskia, and I quote, "I'm deeply committed to reshaping the music industry landscape, striving for improved representation, equity, and inclusion. I passionately educate and enlighten others about the issues and barriers faced by underrepresented groups." End quote. Let's unpack that.
Okay, so basically what I do is I help people from loads of different communities, loads of different backgrounds, loads of different professions in the music and entertainment industry to be understood, to be heard, to be educated, to understand what those issues are, what those barriers are, and how to better support the music industry to become a more diverse and inclusive place to be, which is really what I love. I believe it can be done. Positive steps are being made. The industry is taking steps to ensure that steps are being taken. Recommendations have been made and inquiries have been held. And as part of the misogyny music inquiry, which was good, highlighted some issues there around misogyny. I know there's been the racism inquiry. So there's lots of things going on in the music industry at the moment here in the UK to kind of make it a little bit more transparent and to highlight some of those issues and barriers. Yeah.
Okay. Your IQ magazine interview was concise, but it covered a lot of important ground. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions from that interview.
Okay.
Because I want to give that interview more exposure. And first question is that they ask you, name one thing the entertainment industry could do to be a more equitable place.
Mm-hmm. And what did it say in the interview? I can't remember what I said. So I don't want to double quote myself, do I? That's not a very good look for me to do that. I'm sorry. I don't know what I said. I really don't know what I said.
So I'm sorry, would you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I don't know what I said on that interview, to be honest. That was like a year ago now.
Oh, okay. Can you, off the top of your head, name one thing the industry can do to be more equitable?
I think the music industry to be more equitable could help more underrepresented and disadvantaged communities through the talent pipeline to understand their issues and barriers and to ensure that people are starting on the same starting point. Because at the moment, I think the majority of things are being talked about, but the one thing that we're not really talking about is class. And I think class is the main issue, really, when you're looking at anything. And it's without class, you can't really have equity because a lot of challenges and barriers are financial, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
let's switch gears a bit. You're also a radio personality, and you have an engaging podcast titled Music Industry Insights Worldwide.
Yeah.
I was honored to be a recent guest. Thank you so much for that. So, tell us about your podcast
My podcast.
and why you created it.
I created a podcast actually to educate and inspire other people, to also tell other people that you're not the only person in this industry is going through some of these issues and barriers, to build community, to educate people on what these barriers are, but to also inspire people to say, actually, there is a community for me here. I am seen and I am heard. I know how difficult it is to be provided with opportunities. I myself am very diverse and inclusive, and I wanted to practice to other people how easy it is. If you really want to be inclusive or diverse, how you can do that so easily just through your day-to-day life and just by being nice to other people and treating people with equality and respect. And I think that's really, really important. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Like I said, because Wyatt can be a little nosy, I'm going to ask you for fun.
Sometimes I take it seriously. I'm like, Saskia, relax.
Look, we're nosy. So for fun, I want to ask you two questions. First question. What are things you just don't like?
The things I really don't like is people that don't have manners and people that don't have morals and respect. I nearly laughed then. People that don't have manners, people that don't have morals and respect. I really don't like that.
I agree with you. I know exactly what you mean. And someone asked me to ask you,
yes,
what's your lucky number and why?
My lucky number is number 9. The reason it's number 9 is because I'm born 9th. And one of my sons was born on the 3rd, and 3 3s are 9. 9, it's just me. I like 9. I just like 9. I don't know. Just 9. And my favourite colour is green, if you want to know that as well.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. My favourite colour is green. As you can see, some of my things around here are green. But I love green. I've always loved green. Green's my favourite colour.
I love purple.
Okay, I love purple. My brother loves purple.
Really?
Funny enough. Yeah.
See? I'm in good company then.
Yes, you are. Always. Always.
Question.
Yes.
What advice do you have for, young queer performers, professionals rather, working hard to make it in the industry?
I think you've got to have dedication. I think you've got to have lots of passion. I think you've actually got to be willing to put your heart and soul into it. You've got to do an awful lot and not expect anything in return. And you've really got to build meaningful relationships with a lot of different people. And it's a lot of unsociable hours. It's a lot of networking events and educational content and ever evolving, and making sure that you keep up with the times, because there's a lot going on in this industry. I think you've got to understand that. And you've also got to look at what part of the industry you're in, if you're in the business side or you're in the artist side, because they are slightly different. And some people do cross over into both. So, yeah.
That's strong, sound advice. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Just stay true.
I understand that you're in the process of creating brand new tracks that are set for release later this year. So give us like the 411. What's going on with that?
Okay, so I've been in the studios. I've been doing a lot of songwriting lately. I've been recording a couple of tracks. They're going to be dance, pop kind of tracks, really upbeat, really positive, very tropical, got a bit of saxophone in there. I've got a bit of electric guitars in there. I've got a bit of, I don't know, it's very Nile Rodgers-y kind of Daft Punk, kind of Pharrell Williams-y. I don't know, it's very, something with a bit of soul, something with a bit of funk, something with a bit of pop in it. That's it.
I can't wait for that. That's great. Uh, you're something else. Anyway, I also heard that you're preparing to undertake a PhD in gender equality in music with a primary focus on trans and non-binary inclusion.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, that's been scrapped now because I got my response back. So I'm not doing that now. I'm going into something else. But I can't tell you what it is just yet.
Nope.
So soon I will share.
Okay.
I just haven't updated. So many things change and evolve all the time.
Definitely.
And I think that's another thing in the music industry. I can't do everything, and sometimes I need to prioritize my time and focus on what I want to focus on, and still do my community bits too. But I've got to prioritize.
I totally get it, because I've learned that you can't do everything, because when you try to do everything, usually not a lot turns out well, and it's not of quality. And you always want quality work.
Over quantity, exactly. And I don't want to rush either. And I've been working with a few other people, actually, in a few other organisations lately, and I just want to make sure that we kind of have some protections for the LGBT community.
Right.
So hopefully that'll be good. Yeah.
Cool. Now, before we leave, how can us grown folk communicate with you, connect with you? Would you please give us all of your social media?
Well, my social media is Instagram, is MIZ Saskia, which is Miss Saskia. Then I have Facebook, which is Saskhia Menendez. And I have LinkedIn, which is Saskhia Menendez. And Twitter as well, Saskhia Menendez. So if you just find my name, Saskhia Menendez, you'll find me. Just type my name into Google, it'll bring it all up.
Got it. Well, you know what? I am so glad I've had this time to talk with you. Saskia, I applaud you for all of the work you're doing, regarding diversity, inclusion, and also on the creative fronts. I mean, I'm in awe. And you know what? I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. When you grow up, well, you're never going to grow up because you're always going to be a big kid at heart. Just like me.
That's true.
So it's all good.
That is so true.
It's all good. Oh, it's been a pleasure, I've really enjoyed that.
Well, Saskhia Menendez, I want to thank you for stopping by Wyatt.
Thank you.
And you have an open invitation to come back anytime.
I would love to do that. You know what? I've been doing this date conference project, and I've got all of that going on in my head. I've got another presentation in literally another half an hour's time. I've not practiced it yet. I've just been doing the whole presentation, and it's quite interesting. I'm doing some different markets today, so it's going to be fun.
Great. Thank you.
Big love, and have a lovely one. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah. So y'all, there you have it. You can find the official Wyatt podcast page at WyattEvans.com, the go-to destination for LGBTQ plus news, features, commentary, and entertainment. WyattEvans.com is visited by more than 100 countries on the regular. All I can say to that is, hey, baby. And at WyattEvans.com, you'll find my smoking hot, HAWT hot, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And as you just saw on the top, the newest installment is called Shattered. I said Shattered. And y'all, Shattered is full of action, danger, intrigue, sexually charged situations, passion, and all of the wonderful elements that you're used to in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. So get your new copy of Shattered. Now you can follow me, your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans, all across social media, and poof, is right there for you to peruse, like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any comments or whatever, you can hit me up at wyattonair@gmail.com. So until next time, y'all, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. I said woof.